Now listen, we need to talk. Okay, I have been doing some reflecting during my break, and I have been talking to my podcast coach, and we have come to realize, well, she has helped me come to realize that y'all have been listening to this show maybe months, possibly years, nodding along, like, yeah, Natasha, I hear that. That's true. I need to do that. Feeling seen. But then what? Like, what happens next? Now, y'all know I'm all about implementation. And I don't want to just keep educating you. I want you to do something with it. Okay. So we're going to address the elephant in the room. You can listen to every episode. You can save every quote to your phone, but it's not going to change your life. If you're not doing anything different, nothing changes. What they say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Because this is your cycle, okay? And I know this is your cycle because I do this with certain things. I will take in information and take in information and take in information. Like right now, I am currently growing my group therapy practice, and I have been taking in information. I have been doing I'm in an academy, so I'm watching the videos. I'm talking to people. I'm looking. I'm searching. I'm getting the information. And maybe I'll do a little bit, but I could be doing better to get out of my cycle. And that's no different than you. You listen, you feel inspired, and then after the episode is over, you just go back to your regular life. Like, okay, that was great. Thanks, girl. Listen to you next week. You're treating your pleasure like a someday thing. Like someday I will get into my desires. Someday I will get what I want. Someday I'll even sit and think about what it is that I want. You treat your pleasure like a someday thing instead of treating it like a daily practice. You're having the crash diet mentality. You think, okay, when I listen to these episodes of Natasha's, like, I need to do everything. I need to have the boundaries, and I need to have this, and I need to have that. And that's not the reality, right? How many times have we said, I want to lose weight, and then we go and we go work out really hard, and we change all of our food, and we just eating rice cakes and cucumbers and carrots, and then we crash. And 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks later, if you have a lot more discipline, you last that long, and then you're doing the same thing you were doing before. Pleasure is no different. Rest and self-care is no different. You don't need to overhaul everything, your entire life. Instead, you need to start with small, sustainable shifts. That's the only way that you're going to see progress. That's the only way I saw progress. I had to start with one thing, and y'all know what my one thing was. When I went quiet from the world, my one thing was, I'm going to go sit out in my driveway in the sun every day. I'm going to go sit out there. And that's what I did. Now, I want you to close your eyes if you can. If you cannot, please don't. Close your eyes and let's really sink in and reframe what a pleasure practice actually looks like. Okay? We're coming from pleasure. We're coming towards pleasure from the actual definition. Okay? Which is a feeling of happiness, satisfaction, enjoyment. This is not just about sexuality and sensuality. This is about life satisfaction. This is about extracting joy and presence from your ordinary everyday life because it's possible. And we need this now more than ever. If you know, you know, okay? They have to be small, consistent actions. That beats grand gestures all day, every day. It really does. So for example, you're saying, Natasha, what is a small action that I can take of my everyday life? Now, y'all know I done talked about my self-care practices, the basic self-care. Take a bathroom break instead of holding it in. If you are listening to this right now and you have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Stop holding it. I'm not going anywhere. You can literally press pause or you can take me with you. Go to the bathroom. Actually taste your morning coffee or tea instead of rushing through it. Like just stand there and sip it, smell it. Follow that warmth all the way down till it drops in your belly. Another example, say no to something this week that drains you. You already know that something is coming across your desk, your phone, whatever, and it's going to drain you. Let's practice saying no. This isn't about adding more things to your plate. It's really not. It's about being present with what's already there and being able to identify what no longer serves you on that plate and making it lighter. I think I've done really good at moving the needle, moving you to the next step. But for anyone that may feel like, Natasha, all you do is just talk at me, I'm not talking at you anymore. I'm going to walk with you. So we're going to talk about our morning routines so that it doesn't feel like another chore. We're going to talk about saying no, the art of saying no, because it's definitely an art to it without feeling guilty. Okay, we're going to continue to talk about why rest is a strategic choice. It's not luxury, it's necessary. And we're going to find ways to find pleasure in your work. Yes, even the boring things, even the checking the emails and this, that, and the other. We're going to pretty much review the things that we've already been talking about, but we're going to put some action behind it. Because I want you to see that this works. I want you to see that it doesn't have to be another hard thing that you do. Oh man, I'm out here trying to get pleasure. It's another chore that I got to do. It's another thing that I have to do. I promise you, there are things that you are already doing that could have a pleasure component. Making your bed. I know a lot of us hate it. I know there's also some of us that actually love it and it gets our day started. Making the bed can be a pleasurable experience. Maybe you have a lavender spray that you spray on your bed before you make it. The excitement of knowing when I get in my bed later on, it is going to smell like lavender or whatever it is you'll smell. It's going to be like that. The fact that I know my bed looks really good and it makes my room just look put together. It makes me feel like I'm starting the day on the right foot. That's satisfaction. That can bring happiness. That can bring joy. See how something so simple that you're going to do every day anyway, now we've amplified what it is. Okay. You see where I'm going here? Now, listen. I love you being here. I love you listening. I love you rating and reviewing. I love you coming to the newsletter. I love all of it. But the reality is, and I'm going to hold your hand while I say this, it's not enough anymore. It's not enough anymore. So if you're ready to move from thinking about doing this pleasure work, thinking about focusing on your self-care, thinking about resting, we're going to move to actually doing it. Because at the end of the day, the woman who's just listening and consuming and the woman who listens and acts, they live completely different lives. They absolutely do. And this is something that I talk about with my clients. We can talk about the thing that you want. We can talk about the thing that's making you unhappy. We can do all of this talking. But before we get out of this session, what are we going to do about it? And we start with self-care because that's where you start to take care of yourself. That's where you start to choose yourself. And then we intertwine the rest, which is part of self-care. And then we intertwine the pleasure, having fun, being still, having hobbies, doing something just for yourself, going to eat just for yourself, buying clothes. This is for you mothers out there, buying clothes just for you and not feeling like you got to come home and have clothes for them too. Okay, we are doing things. We are doing things because we can't afford not to anymore. We can't afford not to. This is your invitation to stop consuming and start creating. Let those creative juices start flowing. Because once you do it here, you're going to start doing it everywhere, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I know if you are consuming about self-care and self-development, everywhere else in your life, you are consuming and not doing. And I want you to start creating the pleasurable life that you actually want, that you actually deserve. And I'm going to be right here with you, but you have to show up for yourself. All I can do is give you the information. All I can do is give you the plan on a silver platter, to be exact. But you got to do the work. We are creating a movement. We are moving the needle. We are breaking generational chains. We are accepting pleasure. We are taking care of ourselves in this season. Lord knows what is to come. We cannot focus on that. We cannot control that. But what we can do is make sure that we are good on the inside and the out. I will talk to you next week. And I better hear that you did the work, boo. Bye.